Hello. Welcome to this month's edition of Ask Me Anything. If you are watching the recording, welcome. I'm sorry you couldn't make it live. And if you are joining me, why don't you unmute? I'll wait a few more minutes for people to sign on and we can get started. I do have a question to answer somebody sent me who couldn't make it today. Just wait a few more minutes. Oh, Lori C. Is that your name? I can't hear you. You could certainly type something in the chat if you're having trouble with your audio. Wait one more minute and then I will get to the question that was sent in and I'd love your feedback. Hi. Is your name Lori? Oh, Nada, hi. How are you, dear Nada? Why don't I see your beautiful face? I feel you. I do. But you certainly got here, so something's working. I'm glad you have several questions. Why don't I answer Bren's question first, and then the floor will be yours. Is that okay? Okay. So Bren asked me, and I'm going to look down because I did take some notes, asked me to unpack a bit more about getting pleasurable feelings from eating versus stuffing down feelings from emotional eating. And I know that this is something that we speak about a lot, and a lot of you can relate to this. So let me just review my take on emotional eating. There is eating in response to an emotionally charged situation. So an example of that would be coming home from a tough day and sitting down in front of the TV or the radio and just losing yourself in a bag of cookies or popcorn or something like that, whatever it is that is your go-to. Or there's eating in an effort not to feel any emotion. And that would be considered a binge, eating a large amount of food in a short amount of time, eating way past being satisfied or comfortably full, not even understanding that you're satisfied, just not wanting to feel anything. And this can happen in response to a trigger, a past trauma, or just wanting to disconnect from yourself. And then there's eating with emotion. And I'm smiling because that would be so ideal for all of us. If we could sit down at the table and find a sensory experience, enjoy the food, bring beautiful memories to the table, and really just entice the senses, create community, as well as nourishing ourselves and ourselves. So that's emotional eating. So let's talk about the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. Now, if you took any of my courses, you would have this grid. So let me just review it for you. Emotional hunger is sudden. 1 minute you're not thinking about food and the next you're starving. Your hunger goes from 0 to 60 within a short period of time. Physical hunger, on the other hand, is gradual. Your stomach might rumble, An hour later, it growls. You can pretty much wait to eat. Emotional hunger is for a specific food. I gotta have it now. Your cravings are for chocolate, pasta, or could be a cheeseburger, could be the cookie from the 24-hour deli. You feel you need a specific food. No substitutions will do. Physical hunger is open to different foods. You might open the refrigerator and see what's in there and ask yourself, what do you feel like eating? Emotional hunger is above the neck. It's all up here, whereas physical hunger is really in your gut. Emotional hunger is urgent. Physical hunger is patient. Emotional hunger is paired with that upsetting emotion, that emotionally charged situation. Physical hunger occurs out of physical need. Emotional hunger involves, as we talked about, absent-minded eating. Physical hunger involves deliberate choices and awareness of the experience, awareness of when you've had enough. Emotional hunger, again, does not notice fullness or when to stop. Physical hunger, you stop when you're full, when you've had enough. And emotional hunger, can be quite damaging. You feel guilty after eating. The paradox here is that you eat to feel better and end up berating yourself for eating the cookies, the cake, the ice cream, etc. And you promise to do better tomorrow. Physical hunger realizes that eating is necessary. When the intent behind eating is based on physical hunger, there's no guilt or shame. Eating is like breathing, it's necessary behavior. So, Bren, I wanted to really talk to you about mindset, right? Who are you when you sit down at the table? Who are you when you stand in front of the refrigerator or finish eating everybody else's dinner as you're cleaning up the dinner dishes? We all have a food story, messages about food, and in most cases, those stories are handed down from generation to generation. So what does food mean to you? Is it safety? Is it protection? Or is it punishment? Is it joy? Is it love? So that's really what you need to understand when you sit down at the table. Who are you as an eater? We have to find ways to nourish ourselves without food, allow for the time, create the space to embrace what food can do for us. And again, I hope that you'll follow this up with me and that answers your question. Nada. Okay. The best clean instant coffee available. Oh boy, I can't help you with that. I can tell you there are clean coffees, ground coffee for brewing. Whole Foods makes an organic coffee, 365. Bulletproof is another. There are brands of organic coffee. It's important to choose organic coffee, sustainably sourced coffee, because coffee can be a hotbed of mold and pesticides. So I'm glad you asked that question, but I don't know about instant coffee. I am sure Dr. Google can help you with that. Do you have another question? How much energy is taken up by histamine reactions to food? Quite a bit. You know, a histamine reaction is an immune response. So the body is fighting hard to take care of itself and react. So yes, it's going to create an energy depletion. Do you suffer with histamine reaction? You think so? What makes you think so? What are the symptoms that you're experiencing? Well, that could be anything, you know. Do you notice it after you eat any specific food? Do you notice the fatigue after any specific food? Okay, well, you know, it might be a good idea to write down what you're eating and how you feel. And remember that the reaction could appear up to 72 hours later. So it'd be a good idea to track for 5 days. So you're going to be tracking what you're eating, when you're eating it, and any symptoms that might evolve. as a result, and do that for 5 days. And then I would review it with a professional. Food sensitivities, for sure. But food sensitivities are, again, an immune response, usually caused by a gut that is leaky. When food enters the bloodstream from a stomach that is not tightly sealed, then we get food sensitivities because the immune system is doing its job. It's reacting to what's not supposed to be there. Are you doing something for the leaky gut? Why don't you type in, let's talk about your food sensitivities. What did you mean by certain things do get through? Oh, you mean sometimes you choose to eat something that has something in it that you stay away from, and then what happens? And what would those foods be? Okay, but what happens though when you eat them? How do you know that they don't agree with you? Oh, okay, yeah, well, most people do. They do, yes, they do get snuck into products, which is why we really shouldn't be eating products. We should really be only be eating whole foods or foods that we prepare ourselves, or we know how they are prepared. Are you taking digestive enzymes? I think we talked about this last time. Okay, do you know which one you're taking? Several, okay. Do you find that they help? Sometimes. Okay, and are you taking them with every meal? Okay, but I would take them with every meal because you might need help digesting protein and starch as well. Have you been tested for pancreatic insufficiency? No. Well, that might be a good idea. Okay. Do you have any other questions for me? Go right ahead. I'm here. True Niagen. Yes, it's a wonderful product. Absolutely wonderful product. I take it myself. Yes, it enriches the mitochondria. Okay, that's wonderful. That is wonderful that you even put on 2 pounds. So say something is working. That's wonderful. I also want to take time to thank everybody who reached out to me after I had to cancel our session 2 weeks ago. I was in Colorado at a nutrition workshop, and I got caught up in the computer glitch that shut down the airlines. So I was stuck in Colorado at the Denver airport, and I didn't know when I was going to get out, and we were scheduled for the next day. So I had Megan, my assistant, send that email to you to cancel, and so many of you reached out to me to make sure I was okay. Yes, I was okay. And I did get home very, very late that night, and glad that that whole episode was over. But it was a wonderful, wonderful nutrition workshop. Okay, back to Nada's questions. She dropped oxalates and feel better. Yes, that will help. No more almonds, spinach, or raspberries. Chocolate, yes, is an oxalate. Yes, 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 yes. Chocolate is an oxalate. And the problem with oxalate-rich foods is that they are so very healthy. But if we are oxalate sensitive, then they're not. That is a perfect illustration of when I say you could be eating the healthiest food on earth, but your body doesn't agree. And that's why, as a functional medicine nutrition practitioner, I will teach that it's not so much what we're eating, it's what our bodies are doing with what we're eating. Again, it's not what we're eating that is as important as what our bodies are doing with what we are eating. That's the functional way. And that is what we do when we work functionally. We look at the root. You know, you could have a plant that's wilting, and you can water it, dust the leaves, and nothing happens, no matter how much you water it or dust the leaves. And what you discover is that the roots are tangled and mangled and the soil is full of rocks. Well, same thing happens in your gut, right? That's where everything happens. That's where health happens. That's where digestion happens. That's where immunity happens. So we've got to look at the soil, the environment within which our bodies are functioning. Yes, olive oil, the oils you mentioned, Nada asks which fats are heart healthy. What about 100% grass-fed ground beef? Yes, absolutely, 100% grass-fed, 100% grass-fed ground beef is fine. I wouldn't eat it every day, but certainly once or twice a week is perfectly fine. Your diet should be well-rounded. In addition, you should be eating air-chilled poultry. It's as important as grass-fed beef products in the way that the meat is prepared. Good. Yes, I do eat air-chilled poultry. Wonderful. Nani, you're taking great care of yourself. Kudos to you. Red light therapy, is it helpful for digestion? Red light therapy is helpful for inflammation. I don't know anything about it for digestion. I know it's very good for inflammation of the body, as is sauna is very good for calming inflammation in the body. Heat is very good. What's very good for digestion, believe it or not, are castor oil packs. If you apply castor oil on your belly, by your belly button, you can put just a drop of organic castor oil, make sure it's organic and that it's in a dark glass bottle. Or you can apply a tablespoon to a felt or flannel piece of material and apply it to your liver. It's very good for detoxification. And Nada writes, I guess that's it. No, so buy a new bottle. It's wonderful. It's also wonderful for your skin. It is messy. You need to be careful with it. Just put on an old t-shirt that you don't care about. Or you could, there's a company called Queen of the Thrones. They sell a castor oil pack. So you get the organic castor oil in the dark glass bottle and a plastic lined felt pad that you can wrap around your waist. And it's really a wonderful, wonderful design. And you could wear it through the night. And it's very relaxing. The other thing that's very good for digestion, and I was hoping more people were on the call. Maybe next time we can do this exercise, would be to stimulate the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the largest nerve of the body. It goes from the brain through the gut. It innervates many systems of the body, and we want it to be activated. When it's activated, we are in the rest and digest state. A very good way to do this is to rub our hands together like this. That's one way. Another way is to actually massage it. Another way is to gargle, to hum, to sing, and to laugh. That's right. Smile a lot, but really belly laugh. And we'll do that as a group next time. And if you're watching the recording, I want you to be on the lookout for a very special announcement. There is a training that I am doing. It's a free training. It's going to be released sometime in September. We're working on it now, behind the scenes, doing all the tech work. So I want you to look out for that. Being that you're on my list, you guys will be the first to receive word of it when it's available. So I guess we're going to say goodbye because it's only me and Nada, and her computer's not working. I answered Bren's question, and I hope I see more of you next time. Nada, have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you and hearing you next time. Bye for now.